Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. This is Into the Weekend with BetDSI, the regular show we do with Brent, the headlines manager at DSI Sportsbook, where he gives us a little snapshot into some of the action that he's taken for upcoming sporting events. Right now, we're looking ahead to the wild card round of the NFL playoffs. Brent, thanks for being back with us.
Good to be with you, Peter.
All right, Brent, before we get to the 4 games, just want to ask you quickly, what kind of action do you usually expect from the wild card round of the playoffs? Is it mostly just a lot of public action, and do the sharps usually stay off? Do you expect to not see that much definitive sharp action on these games?
Well, as we all know by now, if there's value in the number, the sharp's going to bet it. Right. So it's not a situation where you could say, well, the sharps are going to play or not going to play. Generally, the public, obviously, instead of having whatever 15, 16 games to throw their money at, they've got 2 on Saturday and 2 on Sunday. So the beauty of that for us is you got all the volume that they typically play, say, in the early games, they're all basically playing on 1 game right now. Then they load up on the second game. So our volume is always really, really good on these games, Peter.
Yeah, I'm assuming that the volume is good, but as far as sharp action is concerned, since it's just another 4 games, another set of 8 lines, sides, and totals, is there not that much sharp action usually? Like
I touched on our last call. I mean, if let's say Baltimore-Pittsburgh game, you tell a sharp, who do you like? They'll say, what's the number? You tell them Pittsburgh -6, they're going to love Baltimore. You say Pittsburgh -2.5, they're going to bet Pittsburgh. So it all depends on the number, whether the sharp's going to come in. In this case, like this weekend, I've got a ton of sharp action, which is I'm actually surprised with the volume of sharp action that we have. And of course, the public volume is always good.
All right, well, let's get right into it. First game, Arizona at Carolina. The game with the most line movement by far. Big move in favor of Carolina, right? It opened at 4.5 up to 6.5, but I think I saw the early move was actually 4.5 down to 4, and then climbed all the way up to 6.5. So I'm assuming that at least some of that movement was caused by public action, maybe sharp as well. What can you tell us about Arizona, Carolina?
Yeah, I mean, the sharp money that I have on the side here was just the only thing really I got was Carolina money line -210. I got some actually decent money on Carolina as well, -6.5. That line shot up quickly to like $7.15. We had sharp money come back on Arizona at that point. So it's kind of all about the number right now. I mean, like the guy who laid 210, you're looking at 290 right now on Carolina. So obviously it's just value and the right number for him. Again, like I said, I got sharp money Carolina -6.5. I've got sharp the other way from another guy +7, -15 on Arizona. So it's really about the number in this case. The count and the money both favor Arizona slightly, but again, this is a case where we're pretty much balanced and we've had really good action. I do on the total, I definitely have sharp money. First guy came in, we opened 37.5. He bought a half point down at 37. We're sitting at 38 right now. That was one guy. Another guy actually came in on the first half, going over 18 in the first half. So I got 2 different guys both on the over in this game. I'm at 18.5 now on the first half. So 18 in the first half, over was sharp, over 37 -20 for the game was sharp. And in terms of the spread itself, like I said, the 6.5 on Carolina was sharp. The 7 -15 was sharp the other way. So it looks like 6.5 -15 or $7 something is probably going to work, bouncing back and forth.
All right, and then Baltimore-Pitt, not much movement on the side, just the standard field goal favorite home spread for Pittsburgh. The total, though, took a big move from 47 all the way down to 44, 44.5. What can you tell us about Baltimore-Pitt?
Well, I can tell you that the sharp money was on the under for sure. Okay. That's what drove that total down. They came in, sharp guys. The first hit I took was under 46.5. We're down at 44.5 right now. If I look at my count actually favors the over, which is mostly public money. But generally speaking, the public will bet the over, and you figure both these teams can put up a lot of points. The money actually favors the under, which of course it indicates the sharp money's on the under. So under 46.5 was definitely sharp in Baltimore-Pittsburgh game. On the side, it's definitely favoring Baltimore in terms of the sharp action. I've got 3 different guys on Baltimore now. +3 even money was one guy. Another guy before that got +3.5 -15. Another guy +3 +05. Same guy took +160 on the money line. So I've got 3 different guys who like Baltimore there. The only sharp money we took when the line finally went down to 3 flat. I took a decent bet on Pittsburgh -3 -110. But that's the case where it's a guy who often will play both sides of the number or move the number to set up another bet. But on the side, definitely Baltimore with sharp money. Again, it's about +3 +05 around there was where it came in, and the under 46.5. My money is about 3 times in favor of Baltimore right now, and my count in terms of the number of wagers I've taken are on Pittsburgh. So I have Pittsburgh money on by the public betting Pittsburgh for sure.
And then Cincy, Indianapolis, line hasn't not too much movement on this line, but I think it did open at about 4, and now it's more like 3. So I'm guessing that means that there was sharp or at least pseudo sharp action on Cincy at +4, right?
You can call that an educated guess, Peter.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it was definitely sharp action that I took on Cincinnati +4. Not a ton of sharp action involved on the side here, but +4 was definitely sharp. And my total over 48.5, we actually got sharp money on that as well. My count on the total is probably about 3-1 over. And again, Indianapolis involved, people are probably going to bet the over. So my count and my money right now are favoring the over. There's some 48.5 out there still. I think I'm at 49, so I'm just expecting my customers to bet the over. But +4 on Cincinnati was definitely sharp. We're sitting at Indianapolis -3, -130 right now. My money's pretty much dead even on this one, but my count favors Indianapolis by about 2-1. Again, that's an indication that the public's betting the favorite at home.
All right, so a decent amount of sharp action involved in these wildcard games. Then finally, Detroit and Dallas. At first glance, this line looked kind of like a high line to me, and you have told us in recent weeks that the sharps have generally been betting on Detroit, especially as a big road underdog, as they are here. So what happened with this one? Did you get sharp action on Detroit +7?
If you thought the line was high and you pulled the trigger on it, you would be considered a sharp guy, Peter. Definitely have sharp money on Detroit. They took +7 even money. Once again on the +7 -110. We're sitting at $7.20 right now. So I do definitely have sharp action on the side there with Detroit. The total, we're sitting at 48 right now. I've actually had sharp money on the over 48. I had sharp money on the under 49. So it's kind of back and forth there. Our money is completely balanced on this total, so that's a good spot for us. But right now the money is about 2-1 in favor of Detroit, and our count about 2-1 in favor of Dallas. So I mean, no real surprise here that looking at Pittsburgh count, wager count is about 2-1 in favor of them. Dallas is about 2-1 in favor of them. Colts are about 2-1 as well. So you can tell the public is betting the home favorites. No surprise. But I got a lot of sharp action on the other way though. So Cincinnati is a sharp dog. Detroit's a sharp dog. Yeah. Baltimore's a sharp dog. So it's kind of like every game right now looks like a sharp public split.
But it seems like the sharps in the NFL, at least this year, haven't done necessarily that well. I mean, the sharps you told us took Detroit +8 at Green Bay in Week 17, right? They lost with that one. It seems like that in general, from what you've told us, the sharps have just had a very 50-50 year in the NFL this year.
Yeah, that would be an accurate statement, Peter.
Right. Okay, well, thanks so much, Brent, for all this information. As always, we'll talk to you again next week.
The SBR Network offers free sports picks and game breakdowns, big money free betting contests year-round, a real-time Vegas-style odds monitoring service, and much more. So come see for yourself. To stay updated on SBR news and promotions, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+, and do be sure to subscribe to the Sportsbook Review YouTube channel to catch all our daily sports shows.